Okay. So I'm Collin. This is my business, Strike and Strum. Just a little bit about me. I'm a 16-year-old high school athlete, and I played multiple sports throughout my athletic career. I'm currently competing in track and field, but I've also played football. I spent 8 years playing soccer. This year will be my 4th year in track. I played basketball for 4 years, and I played baseball for 5 years. And on the music side of my business, I play the electric guitar, acoustic guitar, bass guitar, drums, and a little bit of piano. So some beginning info about Strike and Strum. Strike and Strum was founded back in 2013 when I was 13, or 2023, my bad. We currently have 2 major sections and 4 minor sections, which I'll get into later. We currently have 2 sponsors. We're an ambassador for 1 company, and we have the cheapest prices for lessons in the Southwest Missouri area and out of the entire Ozarks. Our mission statement. At Strike and Strum, our mission is to provide high-quality music lessons and sport training sessions for kids and teens, helping them develop essential skills, confidence, and discipline. We believe that learning through music and athletics not only builds talent, but also teaches perseverance, focus, and teamwork. Our goal is to create a supportive and encouraging environment where every student can grow, reach their full potential, and discover lifelong learning, creativity, and active living. So what Strike and Strum offers? So just the plain logo at the top, that's our business as a whole. That covers everything that we offer. On our athletic side, we offer athletics, and then we also offer athletic competitions. And this is something brand new being added to Strike and Strum. On our music side, we have our normal music lessons, and then we also offer live music. So a little bit about athletic lessons. We offer it for 5 different sports: football, soccer, baseball, track and field, and basketball. If an athlete happens to play another sport in one lesson, we create a custom workout plan for them. And we also do strength training with every athlete so they get the strength that they need for their fundamentals of their sport. With the competition side, athletic competitions is something brand new being added to Strike and Strum. For some examples of this would be like a home run derby, a 3v3 basketball tournament, 5x5 soccer tournament, or we host a kickball tournament. It's something fun for athletes in the community to come out and show what they've got. Some information about music. So with music lessons, we offer acoustic guitar, electric guitar, bass guitar, drums, and piano. We currently only offer these 5 instruments because it's a lot harder to learn an instrument than it is sport. And we currently have 5 people taking active lessons with the music side of Strike and Strum. Live music. We offer live performances for parties. Some examples of the song on the set list: Beautiful Things, Ride Me Wild, Perfect, Mr. Brightside, and Iris Had Beauty Dolls. We offer solo performances, so that's just me with a guitar and I'm singing. We have a small band, so it's a guitar, a bass, and drums. And then we offer a full band, which has 3 vocalists, an acoustic guitar, 2 electric guitars, bass, piano, and drums. We perform at birthday parties, private parties, weddings, community events, pop-up venues, and concerts. Our current sponsors and ambassadors. We are currently sponsored by Dick's Sporting Goods and Miles Jepson. He is a small music artist that lives in southern Utah. And then we're an ambassador for the program Agape Energy. They're Christian-based energy drink, and their whole thing is to spread the word of God through their can. So. What we're currently working on. Strike and Strum, we're currently gearing up to shoot a commercial. To make the shoot successful and launch our upcoming live sets, we are seeking local business sponsors to help fund essential product production assets, including official apparel, live sound equipment, and performance gear. Our goal is to raise $1,500 through 5 300 featured sponsor slots. By partnering with us, your business will get direct brand placement on camera, digital tagging campaign, and the credit recognition, and you'll be on the back of all of our official apparel. what can the community do to help us? So there's three main ways right now that we need help. Uh, contact contact us or connect us with local business sponsors. We need 5 sponsors right now to help pay for everything for our commercial. So we're looking for 5 sponsors currently to help cover the total cost for our entire commercial. We also need help finding up pop-up venues to help bring more exposure to our business and also so we can perform live venues and stuff like that. And we can also do like tournaments for like baseball, soccer, and stuff like that. And then we also need I also need mentorship and guidance. Because as a young founder, I'm looking for advice from experienced entrepreneurs on scaling brand partnerships and building community events and navigating legal and business operations. And then here's all my contact info. So yeah.
Very good, Collin. Thank you. Great presentation. We're going to start our question and answers. And so I'm going to ask the first question and then I'm going to run and point and with the questions. But I'll start out with the first one. There is a lot to this.
Yep.
And I was having a little bit of trouble keeping up. So you're teaching students how to play instruments or sports, and then you're taking them and then you're going and doing things with them, or you already have a group that already goes out and does these events?
So with music, with the 5 students I currently have, we do private lessons. So like they'll either come to my house or I'll go to their house and I'll help, like if they're learning guitar, I'll sit down with them, I'll teach them guitar for like 30 minutes or an hour, depending on how long the lesson is. But with sports, it's a little different.
Yeah.
They can book a private training session, which is one-on-one with me and them. But most of the time, it's like a group bundle. So like the entire, like everyone that wants to do it comes out, and we go lift weights before. Like we go do all their strength training, their speed training, and then we go out. And if it's like a group of football players, we'll go out to the football field. Currently, I go to Ozark, so we go on Ozark Junior High's field because it's open. And we go out there and I help them train. We do footwork, we do catching and running drills. I help them with plays and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. Questions? Anybody else? Anybody got a question?
Good morning, I'm David Sims. I'm with the David Sims Company. So it sounds to me like you have a lot of things going on. If you were to focus on just one area that you want to grow your business in, which one would be the one that you want to focus on most, and would you give you the best return for your investment of time?
If I were to focus on one part of it, I would probably focus on music lessons because that's where most of the income comes from our business. Because we have more kids in our music side than our athletic side, and so if someone were to like help us with like the music side, I would look for like sponsorship with like music instruments to help provide for kids that can't afford stuff, because music instruments can be pretty pricey. So that's what I would look for if I were to go on one side, I would probably do the music side.
I'm Lucas Walker with Lucas Walker Business Consulting. Awesome presentation. Being 16, showing up to a room full of people could be super terrifying, but you did it. So I'm glad that you're practicing what you preach of like, hey, you're going to go practice the sport and go perform. This is a part of it all. So my question is, it sounds like one of your goals today is to seek some funding for a commercial. So connecting the dots, it sounds to you, you feel that maybe this commercial would bring in the new students, and it's what you've decided is the most efficient way to onboard new students. Is that kind of your thinking, or is there a different way you normally bring in new students to kind of keep the money coming in?
Yeah. So we would use the commercial. The commercial is what we're targeting to help bring in like new athletes and musicians that want to work. We currently found a platform that would help us stream our commercial on like Disney Plus, Hulu, Paramount, Peacock, all the major streaming services, and all major sporting like streaming services. So, yeah, the commercial, it would help with like bringing in new audience because social media, it can only take me so far. Since I'm young, I don't feel comfortable posting myself on there yet, like my face or anything. So I'm trying to keep my face private and everything on social media. So there's only so far it can help me because people don't know who I am. So that's why I feel like a commercial would help because then it shows exactly what my business is doing.
Debbie Rowell with House Theory Realty. And that was really, I'm very impressed. 16 years old and you're doing all this business. What is your, how are you pricing this? So kind of what is your price point for music lessons? What's your price point for training with your kids? Like what are, what are you doing there?
Yeah. So I have two different prices for each. For music, a 30-minute lesson is $20, and for an hour lesson it's 40. And then with sports, for a 30-minute training session, it's 25, and then for an hour it's 50. So that's what I price it at.
And does that include your groups that come together? Or is that?
It's like 25 a person if they want to do a group. So if it's like a group of 5, they'll just.
A great presentation. And again, 16 years old, I congratulate you on getting up in front of 45 people and doing this. So competition, anytime you start a business, of course, one of the first things you should think about is competition. So I'm sure you've done that. So could you talk to us a little bit about what the competitive landscape looks like?
Yeah. So do you mean like, what do you mean like competitive landscape?
Well, on music lessons, sports lessons, who are you competing with?
Yeah, so it's hard to like get other people to come in because like there's companies like Guitar Center, Palin Music Center. They're offering lessons and they have people that are more experienced than me. Because like they have people that have been doing it like guitar, piano, drums, stuff like that for 30 years. And I'm just 16. I've been doing guitar for about 5 years, drums for about 2 years. So I'm not as experienced as them. And like when they see a higher price, they're like, oh, they must be more qualified. And since they're a nationally known company, they're going to go to them more. So that's currently like one of the bigger blocks right there in competition against it. Trying to get revenue against them.
Greg Genoa with Servant Leadership 4G, again, 16 years old, phenomenal, way to go. Have you thought about who your demographic is? At 16 years old, who you would relate to? Is it more peer-to-peer? And can you find the parents of those individuals that fit your demographic and connect to those parents? Have you thought about marketing to those individuals that you can build a bit of trust with the parents so that the parents feel comfortable with their children going to you for either sports or for music lessons? So I would say, what is your demographic and how do you plan on addressing that?
Yeah. So with all the kids I teach currently, they're all between the age of down to 6 years old up to 13 currently. And I know most of their parents pretty well because like we've been friends with their family for a while. So I know their parents well and they trust me to help them. Now if I wanted other people, I would have to like talk with their parents first, make sure they trust me and everything. But I would try to understand what the kid wants to do, help them as well as I can, something like that.
Hi, I'm Melissa Gossard with Parkrest Dental Group. I love what you're doing. So whenever I was younger, I got a degree in music in my undergrad, and I actually started my own piano studio when I was 16. So kudos to you because you're treating this like a really amazing business. That is awesome. So my question for you is, whenever it comes to lessons, do you do group lessons for kids for the music side? And when you talk about other people taking people to places that cost more, thinking they have a more value than you do, have you considered that if you're doing lessons in somebody else's home and you go to them, that's a convenience that parents will pay more for? And the value there is actually that you're bringing something into their homes for them because it's hard for parents sometimes to get their kids places. So really the value, if you're doing that in their home, is possibly higher and people would value that more. Is that something that you have thought about?
Yeah. So I have been thinking about going to other people's home. It's just like other people, they've been coming to me because like they live so close to me, they just drive over to my house because I have all the instruments and they don't really have the money right now to afford the instruments. So that's why they typically come to me. But if they were to have the instruments and they wanted me to go to them, I would do that. I would go over to them. And with the group lessons, I do for music, I do currently have one group lesson. My sister and her boyfriend, um, uh, I do group lessons with them. She's learning drums and her boyfriend's learning piano. So I do a group lesson with them. So I'll work with him a little bit. And once we get to a good spot, I'll have him practice that. I'll go over, work with her, and then I'll see if we can merge the two things that we're working on together and see how that sounds.
Great presentation. I'm not gonna say, hey, you're 16, because I think you seemed way older than 16. I think that's amazing, but as a previous teacher, I think the initiative that you're taking is amazing. As far as marketing materials, I think the commercial is great, but I do a lot of networking myself for my business, and I think mouth to mouth, person to person, in person is probably some of your best things. So like maybe at school is, the band or director, maybe something like that. Getting some marketing materials that you can put out, maybe some churches, in those areas, because they have people of all demographics that go there that maybe can't afford it or can afford it, it doesn't matter. But I think that getting some marketing materials in people's hands plus the word of mouth, so the people that you're already coaching or training, maybe get them on board to put it out there for you. But if they have something to hand out, most of us all here have business cards, things like that. So some kind of information that people can put in their hands. But referrals, as far as references go, are sometimes your best way to go. And so maybe not spending $1,500 on a commercial that's nationwide or whatever, but just getting something in people's hands locally.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And one last thing, is there any kind of cross-reference information about sports training and musical training that maybe you could cross-reference it to? Like if you have these fine-tuned creative skills, it will help you in. I know sometimes they take dance lessons and gymnastics and things like that for sports. Is there anything that cross-references the two of being beneficial to each other?
You mean like how, like if an athlete or like someone were to do both, how it'd be beneficial? Well,
Yes.
so yeah, sports, it obviously like helps you stay fit, stay in shape, and you'll overall be healthy and everything. With the music side, it helps your brain and creativity because scientists showed whenever you're learning a musical instrument, it opens up your brain and allows you to focus longer. Like, there was a scientific study, people who do music lessons are able to focus more for about like 30 more minutes than the average human can. So it's about 30 minutes to an hour, the musician can focus. So like if someone were to do music lessons and then also did a sport, they're able to stay focused, stay in zone, stay mentally ready for like say they're going into a football game. They're able to stay ready, focused, not worry about anything else, and just focus on the next play.
Right, and that's what I meant. So maybe you can apply those two together if you're gonna keep doing both.
Yeah.
The music and the sports training that, hey, if you, take music lessons over here, it's gonna help you with over here.
Yeah.
Hi, Colin. I'm Lisa Spector, and over here. You clearly have a lot of initiative and motivation. I mean, as everyone noticed here. You mentioned that there are other places that are competing with you. And so I'm just wondering, when you put yourself out there, whether it's on social media or creating this commercial that you'd like to do, setting yourself apart in the ways that you do things differently or better, or what you offer that's, makes someone compelled to want to bring, their child to you for their lesson. So thinking about that, maybe going forward, what do you do better than everybody else,
Yeah.
Yeah, what makes you stand out?
Hi,
Hi, I'm Jennifer with Paradox House. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. You did a great job, like everybody said. What is your, have you thought about like a 5-year plan, 10-year plan? Like, where do you see this going? What do you envision for yourself?
Yeah, I have thought about that a little bit. I'm currently going into my junior year of high school, and when I get into college, I want to study physical therapy and athletic training. I want to go into like that field, so I'll have to get my doctorate degree for that. So that'll take 7 years. I thought about doing like an undergrad of like business or something like that, so that I can keep this going. It's still as like a thought plan right now, but I've looked at opening up like a facility where it has like all sports complex, weight room, physical therapy side, music plays where you can practice, stuff like that. So I've looked at that and I've thought about that a little bit.
Hey, Colin. Coleman Parsley here with Deliver Digital. The thing I look for when I have a daughter who's interested in music, the thing I'm looking for is someone who has not only reviews but testimonials from parents of people with a similar circumstance. So the thing I would encourage you to do with your clients is go get a review from them, like an actual paragraph or at least a couple sentences that highlights what your skills are, that you can use those to pitch to the next parents and compound that way.
Hi, I'm Deb Wolfs with OSTEAM. I promote science, technology, engineering, the arts, and math throughout the entire Ozark region. But I wanted to commend you on getting the research, because that's one of the things OSTEAM did when trying to get people to understand why the arts are so important within the STEM fields. And I love the fact that you've got the research to base it. I would put a lot of emphasis on that because people love research-based things. And if you can focus on that, and also have you thought of having, I know your high school, I think has, because I'm a retired teacher too, and I know Springfield does, but I am sure Ozark does too, have a film class or, a group of students that do that kind of stuff and have them film it as part of a project for them, and that wouldn't cost anything. And you could get a start on that, and then you could put it on the student, data board that they have. And then also it could go out to the general. And, if you have any kind of a nonprofit area too, you could also put it in as a commercial on one of the big stations as a nonprofit. If you have some students for sponsorships and things like that. So you might think about that.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jason Leininger with Schweitzer Church and Flourish Community Development Corp. First off, love your name. I don't know how it hits everyone else, but I love your name. Strike and Strum, catchy, says a lot. Second thing, I wondered what was your motivation? What was your genesis story? What set you on this road? Because you tripped a trigger, remind me of a company I met years ago called Gus Macker, which was a basketball attorney thing. And there's something about you that is similar to that. So I wonder what your origin story is.
Yeah. So back when I was 13, I was in baseball, track, and football at the time. I was just starting to learn like piano and stuff like that. And I was like, I wish there was a company that could teach me both, because I was sick of having to like practice one and then go all the way home to practice the next. Because I was like, I wish there was something that could teach me both. Like I could do this and then I could go straight into the next one. And so I was like, what if I started that? So I started Strike and Strum to help kids with that. So like if they wanted to do both, they could do both at the time and not have to like change and spend hundreds of dollars. Because we have a family friend, they maxed out an entire credit card one time just for music lessons for their 2 kids. And so I wanted to make it affordable for parents as well, so that their kids could do both if they wanted and it's affordable prices.
All right, I'm going to ask one more question, then I'm going to turn it over to David. When you're talking about having this commercial made, and if I missed this, I apologize. Where are you putting that out? Are you not putting that out on social media?
Yes, we'll put it out on social media. Like we'll put it on our YouTube channel, and then we'll also post like clips of it on, because we're currently on Facebook and YouTube, Facebook and Instagram. We'll post clips on there as well, and then We found a streaming service that'll also help us put it on like all the major streaming services like Disney, Hulu, Peacock, ESPN, all that.
Wonderful presentation. Cullen, I appreciate you, and I ask you one more question. What can we as a community do to help you grow your business?
I just need I need guidance and help because I'm a 16-year-old. I'm in high school. I don't know like all the legal stuff when it comes to this. I don't know like what to do next because I've hit barriers several times. Like I only have 9 followers on Instagram, 1 follower on Facebook, 26 on YouTube. So I've hit a barrier when it comes to social media. Like I don't know how to reach without putting myself on there because I'm not fully comfortable with putting myself on there yet, as I said earlier. So I need guidance and help with that. I need sponsors to help with stuff and that are willing to help with guidance as well. Yeah.
Thank you very much.